Hey guys, it's Crystal Lee Moore Lucier here, also known as your home sweet home 519 Realtor. Crystal Lee Moore. This is Realtor Life, and I am so excited about our episode today. I wanted to welcome Erin Hendon. Welcome, Erin.
Hi, Crystal. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh,
I
thanks for
am excited as well.
yes, thank you for being here. So, Erin has a very exciting story. Erin is the managing broker with Christine and Company with EXP. Out in Seattle, Washington area. He also is a best-selling author and is promoting his new book, How to Live a Grateful Life in an Effed Up World. And he's also a mindfulness coach. So I think this is going to be a fantastic conversation.
Thanks. Thanks for
Oh,
having me. I'm really excited.
I'm so pumped. Okay, so I guess the first question, what we normally start with, so you have a lot of amazing accomplishments. How did young Aaron, so way back when, at the beginning of your career, was this always the plan, or did you start out in a different kind of path and like it evolved to this?
Oh, definitely evolved. I was
Okay.
definitely was not a little kid thinking, "Oh, I want to sell houses." Um, that was not my path. I went to art school. All right, ready for the whole path?
Oh,
Okay, here we go.
yes, art
All right,
school.
here we
That's
go.
cool.
All right. So, um, uh, let's see. I'm just trying to think of which part of the business path we should go. I'll do the path that led me to mindfulness coach, which will
Yeah,
include real
okay.
estate. Okay.
Okay.
So I was, 16 years old when I had in New York when I had when I went to my first Grateful Dead concert and had my first psychedelic experience, and that turned me
Okay.
on to an entire world of oh, what people consider to be the game, like get, achieve, go. Maybe that's
Yeah.
not it. Maybe there's more, right? I mean, today you refer to that stuff as experimenting with plant medicine and stuff, but really we were
Yeah.
just following the dead. And so I did that and I went to art school like a good hippie. And in art school, I learned how to bake bread because that's what good art students do. My girlfriend taught me how to bake bread.
Love it.
And that became useful because I graduated art school and moved to Albuquerque from New York with
Okay.
her,
Okay.
followed a woman to Albuquerque, um, and started waiting tables because art school. And then the waiter, sorry, the baker in the restaurant quit, and I knew how to bake bread.
And you
So
had skill.
I
Okay.
had
Okay.
skills.
Yes.
So I started baking bread, and I won some blue ribbons in the New Mexico State Fair for my bread. And
Okay.
that gave me the confidence to start my own bakery. So I
What?
started
Okay.
my own bakery in Albuquerque, Fred's Bread and Bagel. And that was super fun. Did that for 10 years. And then, and all the time, sort of hippie stuff, meditating and groovy sweat lodges, big thing in New Mexico, really very
Okay.
woo-woo, very hippie kind of lifestyle. And was running this very, very popular bakery. Very,
Yeah.
if you were in Albuquerque in the 90s,
Okay.
you knew Fred's Bread without a doubt. If you
Fred's
lived in
bread.
Albuquerque,
Okay.
anyone listening from Albuquerque, I'm
Yeah.
Fred. Okay.
Okay.
Um, and Fred just rhymed with bread. That's who Fred
Yeah.
was.
Do you know what? I was going to ask, but I feel like I thought you were going to put it in and you did. Thank you.
It's just it rhymes with bread. So anyway, so I did that, and then somewhere in there, someone turned me on to an ontological leadership. You were we were talking in the green room
Yeah.
about how you lifelong learner you are, and me
Yeah.
too. Anything
Yes.
about personal development would be great. And my business coach at the time recommended I do this thing called the Landmark Forum,
Okay.
which is a 3 day, one evening seminar, weekend seminar about what the constraints you have on your life, to examine the constraints you have on your life and to
Okay.
basically have them disappear. And it was the most impactful weekend I'd ever spent. It was wild. And so
Okay.
a few years later, I wound up selling my bakery and going to work for Landmark.
Okay.
And I did that. And I've been leading programs for Landmark consistently since then. So that was 95 or 94. So I've been leading ontological leadership programs. I don't know what that is, 30 years?
And
Yeah.
I'm going to ask for me, but also for anyone listening, what does ontological mean?
Ontological is the study of being.
Study of being. Okay.
Yeah. So, physiology is the study of
Yep.
our physical nature.
Yes.
Psychology is the study of our psyche. Ontology is the study of being, and which is a really interesting thing because we're human beings.
Yeah.
But if you ask a little, we are confused about being because if you ask a little kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? Typical answer might be what?
It's like a career, yeah, like a teacher or
Yeah, I
a
want to be a teacher,
fireman.
a
Yeah.
fireman. And
Yeah.
that's not a being, that's
It's
a
a
job.
job.
That's a
Yeah.
job. That's nothing to
Okay.
be. They don't say, I want to be
Yes.
fulfilled. I want to be satisfied. I want to be happy.
Yeah.
That's being. So we have a and the fundamental confusion there is that we try and do things that will then make us happy.
Yes.
And
Okay.
that's the rat race is that one after this closing crystal, then I'll be happy. One more.
Yeah. The if then it's very dangerous.
It's deathly because Crystal, no one winds up on their deathbed and thinks, "Ah, I can't believe I lost that Fizbo."
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it
And
is so true. Like we do run after the wrong thing. I did a lot of work with Bob Proctor, and it's just reminding me what you're saying about like the to be. He talks about like the I am, and when you say
yes,
like I am my name, you're not your name. Like that's what you're called, but
yes,
it's just what we're used to
yes.
identifying. Okay.
We'll get back to I am when I get to
Okay. Okay.
mindfulness. That's good. We'll come back to that
I'm
because there's
reading
even more
ahead. Sorry.
confusion. So, you're turned on by this. I'm turned on. I was like, this is
Yeah.
freaking great. So
Yes.
I worked for them. I sold my business and I sold my bakery and I moved to Phoenix and then I moved to Seattle working with Landmark. And then, it's a really crappy way to say it, but then I wound up with two kids. I didn't wind up with two kids. I've been married and I have two kids, but I
Yes.
found myself with two kids, and the hours that I was working for Landmark and the
Yeah.
lifestyle were not consistent with what I wanted to be because, again, no one's on their deathbed and thinks, I saw too many softball games.
Yeah. I was with my kids too. Too many laughs.
I just had too much fun with no one
Yeah.
says that. I was like,
No.
okay, I need to live the life where I get that. And real estate looked really good. I did a couple other odd things between there and there, but then I thought real estate looked really good. Uh, I found out I could work whatever 70 hours a week I wanted, which was
Yeah.
the freedom of being in real estate.
That is
And
a true statement.
it is, right? I mean, it's early in the beginning, and
Yep.
you bring people onto your team. I bring people onto my team. They're like, oh, I want the flexibility. And we're like, okay, you pick your 70 hours, my friend, and you're in.
I love it.
Um, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, so I got into real estate in 2013,
Okay.
and I hooked my wagon to a friend who was with KW, and
Yep.
I started with Keller Williams and loved it, and I've been a six-figure agent every year since my first year. It took me 8 months to sell my first house too. Same, and
Yep.
then after that, just six figures and every year, and just loving it and having a great time with it, and through the ups and the downs and and um. And then as a team leader, so then this goes back to the I am statement. Um, I was training my team, and so we moved to EXP a few years ago. We got done with Keller Williams and moved to EXP, no big deal, right? And um, I was training the people on my team, and we couldn't increase their performance past a certain point with the training. And I was talking to my partner, I was talking to Christine about it, and the only thing we could see to do that would have them produce more sales was to dial more,
Okay.
more contacts.
Yep.
And that
Makes sense. It's
works.
logical. Makes sense.
And it works. We know it works.
Okay.
But I didn't want to train people in it. I was like, I don't want to do that. And if I wanted to train them in dialing more, I would have them do bold. So I don't know if you've ever done bold, but
I started way back when with Keller Williams, but for anyone listening, so Keller Williams has some very specific trainings. One of them is bold. So that's what we're talking about.
and it's great. It is a fabulous training. It is a great training for a new agent. Why I started with KW because they have great
I think I
systems.
still have the book, like a butt at the
I
top.
do too, and it's fabulous. But it really is. It's a
Yeah.
very sort of boot campy kind of. You're going to do 100 contacts a week because look, 100 contacts a week, you can't fail if you do 100 contacts a week. But it's a grind.
It is. Yeah.
And I just got done with the grind. Maybe it's because I was, 60 and I'm like, I don't want to grind. I don't know, whatever it was. And I was at a retreat with my wife in 2023
Okay.
and in Sonoma, and it was
Nice.
gorgeous. And I've been married for 28 years this year.
Congratulations.
I don't have anyone I like hanging out with more than her.
Ah, I love
She's,
that.
I do too. I love, she's my best friend and just the best. Anyway, I'm with her at this gorgeous retreat in Sonoma and an educational retreat, which we both loved. And
Aaron, can I just stop you for 1 second? Sonoma, that's in
California,
Arizona. Oh,
California.
what am I? I'm thinking Sedona. Okay,
So
that's
you're
why
thinking
I was like,
Sedona,
I've
which is
heard of
lovely
this.
too.
Okay, Sonoma.
I spent a summer in Sedona waiting for the what was that? That
Like,
was
there's an energy.
yeah,
Apparently, it's
yeah. I
like
was waiting for the spaceships. There was
oh,
some divergence.
okay.
What the fuck? There was some big hippie, woo-woo thing.
No, but you guys were in Sonoma.
Anyway, so we were in Sonoma and I had 5 deals in escrow. My kids are old enough to take care of themselves. They're
Yeah.
healthy. Everything is good. And I was worried. And I started to examine it like, okay, this is a little bit nuts because so I'm originally from New York, if you can't tell by my speed with which I talk. And my family motto was things are never so bad they can't get worse. It's a very typical New York Jew
Okay.
phenomenon. And that was
Fair.
my upbringing was to be waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yes.
And it occurred to me in that moment in Sonoma, like, okay, the game I'm playing is accumulate enough stuff that then I will have so that I will
Instant.
have nothing to worry
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. And
Which
it's infinite. Yeah.
it's infinite. It's a stupid game because I have kids and God forbid I
Yeah.
didn't have them to worry about. I mean, that would be a tragedy if something happened where I didn't have them to worry about. So I thought, okay, this is an insane game. What if I played a different game? What other game could I play? And then just letting that rattle around, I saw that I could play a game. Well, what if I could control my focus and worry about things, but control what I worried on so it didn't have to run rampant?
Yes.
And I thought, well, that'd be cool. And then as luck or as universe or whatever, would have it, um, I ran across some gratitude meditations. Someone sent me some gratitude, or I clicked on a link. I'm always clicking on things. And that's the downside of being a lifelong learner, isn't it? Right? You just
So yeah, and now with AI, like you and all the scammers, you have to be careful. You can't click on everything.
I just click on everything. I'm like, oh, that looks good. That's a shiny object. I'm the shiny object guy on the team. I'm like, oh,
Very
lead
strong
gen.
antivirus on your computer, I hope.
Yes. Oh, look, shiny object, better leads. And that was always my thing. Like, oh, these are the leads that are going to work.
Yes.
Please, there are no leads that are going to work. I mean, they all work. They're all fine. But I started doing these gratitude meditations and I thought, this is killer. This I could train my team in. I don't know what the results would be, but they'd be happier. And I'm a big woo-woo guy, right? Esther Hicks, Law of
And what
Attraction,
you attract, right? Exactly.
Joe Dispenza, right? Gratitude. You'll attract more things to be grateful for. Let me train the team in gratitude. And so I got certified as a mindfulness instructor. And during my certification, this thing happened that I will never get over because I remember where I was. I was driving one of the streets around my house and I pull up to a stop sign and I thought, where is it? Where is that sense of doom?
Yeah.
The Jaws music had stopped. And I thought,
The Jaws music has done. I think so often, and for anyone listening, I think we're like at any age, at any time, but right now in 2026, it is very easy to go down that rabbit hole, whether it's through social media, whether
oof,
it's your own mind. So if you can find a way to harness that and to actually control
your
the doom
mind.
thoughts, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, I got to teach people this. So I got certified in mindfulness. I started developing this program, which turned into this book. And
Yes.
um, I've been run, this is so, even through when you'll remember, and most of your listeners, if they've been involved, in 2024 when our business got cut in half. Remember that? Wasn't that fun?
It was.
When
It was
all of a
very abrupt.
sudden,
Yes.
all of a sudden interest rates tripled and half the human beings stopped selling houses in the United States. That was delightful. And but I noticed I wasn't worried.
Yeah.
I mean, I had saved enough and I had enough and I was just finding things to be grateful for. And
Yes.
we weathered the storm and I started training my team in this and I put my entire team through this 9-week course, this 9-week mindfulness training that I put together. And they increased their sales by 160%
Amazing.
year over year. I thought in a quarter. And I thought, okay, that's insane because they
Data.
weren't
Yeah.
dialing more, they weren't calling more people, they were just more effective.
Yes.
They were more present, they were less worried.
Hmm.
Our attrition, retention, right?
Yeah.
Agent retention went through the roof, 86% or something.
Wow.
Client satisfaction went up like 65% because, you know, we talk about commission breath. Yeah. That's not a new
Yeah,
concept for
exactly.
you.
Yeah. We not as much. We haven't really gone into it here, but I think everyone listening also
Everyone
needs a
knows
lot of
what it is,
training.
right? You're at
Yeah.
the listing and you need that appointment. You need them to
The
say yes.
desperation, and it's not the right vibe.
Desperation.
It's not the right
And
energy to bring in. Yeah.
yeah, and now you're vibrating that way and they're vibrating and they sense it and no one wants to be sold to
Yeah.
and with mindfulness they got okay, I am this is the I am thing. We're going back. We're
Yeah.
circling back. I feel so good that I remembered to go back to
It
it.
is good.
Uh,
I like it.
um, we say I am nervous or I am scared or I am upset or I am and that's not true either.
Yeah.
You are the observer. You could be the observer. The way we talk about it is, you're the sky. Worried are the clouds, right?
Okay.
You could be the sky and watch the worry pass by. If you
Um, okay, so I need to stop you right there. That's amazing. I think we're very like in tune right now. So there's a TED talk about being so like, confident in who you are that you need to be like the sky is to the weather, regardless of what the weather does, the sky is the sky. And I actually had that as a hashtag for a whole year in like 2016, be the sky.
it's great because
That's
and look,
amazing.
that's Crystal, that's why I teach this course because
Yes.
Buffini and Ferry and any of them, all of them,
Yes.
great,
Yes.
fabulous coaches. Not a bad thing to say about any of them, really. Everyone's heart's in the right place, and
Yes.
they're great. And if it works for you, that's great. And they all say the same thing, which is mindset matters. None of them are like, it doesn't matter your mindset. But what none of them really do is here are the steps
Yes.
that you need to take every day to train your brain to have a positive mindset.
Yeah.
You're going to love this metaphor, okay?
I'm excited. I
I
have a
know.
pen. I'm
I
ready.
was like, okay, she's digging my metaphors. This is going to be great. This is the best one yet. So one of the things what the steps to do, why, and I figured out why they don't tell anyone to do it because if they told them what to do, they wouldn't do it because training your brain is hard and it's boring and it's slow and
Yeah.
it's takes, you got to do a little bit every day and it's not exciting, it's not instant, it's not call these leads, not,
Yeah.
you know, dialing is way more instant. Anyway, um but one of the things that stops people from meditating is this thought like they can't their mind wanders too
Yeah.
much, right? It's a very common objection I get when people I can't do that.
Yeah.
And if you view your mind like a puppy,
Okay.
okay, you see, I knew you'd like this. Um, and if you put a puppy in a box, the
Yep.
puppy's job is to get out of the box. That's what the puppy does. It just
True.
gets out. It's like, oh, no, do, 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 do. And
100%
you,
accurate.
right. And then, but you don't yell at the puppy and you don't make the puppy wrong and you don't like, oh, I can't believe the puppy got out of the box. You just pick the puppy up and you
Get us back in the
scruff
box.
it up and you put him back in the box.
Yeah.
And if you do that often enough, you wind up with a well-trained dog. Yes?
That's the
You
hope.
get
Yes.
but all dogs, if you start them and you train them with love and intention and care, and you do it reliably, they do
Yeah.
get trained. It's not even optional. A puppy dealt with in that way will get trained. It's not
Yeah.
like, well, hopefully. No, no, no. Puppies want that's they're happier, and you wind up with a dog that'll fetch or sit with you or play with you, and you wind up with your best friend.
My puppy training experience is
Yeah,
like very, very minimal. So I'm
right.
just going to trust you on that one.
Trust me on this one. Puppies get trained. What and when you go to a trainer, this is now off topic, but when you go to a trainer, they're very clear. They're not training the puppy, they're training you to
Oh,
train the puppy.
okay.
You need to
Interesting.
be trained because oh my God, this is
You're the one that's going to be there,
you're the
not
one
the
who's going to be
trainer.
there, and you need to train yourself to not get upset or frustrated or annoyed or
Yes.
irritated or it's not working
Or
yet.
give
Why
in
isn't
every
this
time.
right? So you get trained, you get your best friend. And I don't know anyone who thinks their brain is their best friend because they
Okay.
haven't trained their brain. They wind up with squirrel. They wind up with that kind of a brain, like a
Yeah.
brain that's distracted or that will go down the road of being worried or barking at the mailman, like
Yes.
just because you haven't taken the time to train your brain. But brains are trainable at any age. Neuroplasticity is a real thing,
Yes.
and we can move from woo woo to neuroscience right here because the neuroscience is clear. Meditation and mindfulness grows the prefrontal cortex, physically changes your brain the way lifting weights changes your body. You change
Yeah.
your brain
Yes.
physically by growing the prefrontal cortex and shrinking the amygdala. The prefrontal cortex is rational thought. Your amygdala is fight, flight, or
Yeah.
freeze. So you become less reactive and more responsive by
Okay.
meditating. And it takes 10 minutes a day. This is not some, and I deal with realtors all the time that are like, oh, I don't,
I don't have
if
the
you're going to argue,
time.
if you're going to argue you don't have 10 minutes a day, then you get to keep the life of
Yes.
someone who doesn't have 10 minutes a day. No problem. But there is zero people listening that don't spend 10 minutes on scrolling Instagram.
Oh, for sure. It can
Zero.
be, yeah, it can be a lot.
No, actually, there's probably, yeah, no one who spends only 10 minutes scrolling. I mean,
Fair.
right.
The have you heard of Mind Valley? It's
Mhm.
pretty, yeah. So I actually the meditation part I did start adding that into my mind.
Mhm.
There's a book I want to mention to you as well,
Sure.
but for Mind Valley last year, I was noticing that like my memory was kind of getting a little and everyone was telling me, "Oh, like it's just when you get older, your mind just will go." But I found a memory course,
Mm.
and I think it's Jim Quick. So Jim Quick teaches it on Mind Valley,
Uh-huh.
um, and it was actually really impressive. So I did this course, and then all of a sudden, my memory is like coming back.
Isn't
Where
that great?
yeah,
All right, I
and
got to
so
check
I
that
think
out.
yeah, it's really cool. But I love that you're mentioning like it could be 10 minutes. Um, the book Blissmore is by a guy named Light Watkins, and it's the
Okay.
first time I ever heard anyone like I had ever encountered anyone saying, "Hey, you don't have to meditate the way you think you have to meditate."
Oh yeah, I got to. I have a. Actually, I'm pitching a TED talk now on that thing.
Good,
Because
good.
look, let's just do it. Because Chris, I don't know what he says. I've never heard of this author, but I'm telling you,
I
you
love
tell
it.
me if this is what he says. Okay.
Yeah.
I've said meditation now probably half a dozen times, and the image that people get in their brain. If I said to you, "Hey, listen, I did, and I did," so I'm telling you, I did a 10-day silent meditation retreat last year. Okay, 10 days, 10
Okay.
hours a day
Okay.
meditating. If I say that to you, what's the image of me doing that? What do you picture? Yes,
So eyes
exactly.
closed, back straight, the
On the
crossed
floor,
legs.
not talk. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And that is what that looked like.
Okay.
But that's what you think all meditation looks like.
Yeah.
And that is not what all meditation looks like. First of all, people think meditating is about emptying the brain, emptying the mind. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen for you in this lifetime, nor is it necessary, nor, in fact, the entire exercise of meditation is putting the puppy back in the box.
I like that. Putting the
That's
puppy
all you're doing in meditating. It's not about getting the puppy to stay in the box. That's not
right.
going to happen ever. ever,
Yeah.
ever,
That's cool.
ever.
Okay.
You know, you just put the puppy back, and then you've built the muscle memory of being able to go, oh, wait a minute, I'm really like I have two
Yeah.
listings coming on today or this week,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I had to make the call with one of them. Like, okay, you are going to lose money on this house.
Yeah.
I know you're moving to Spain or Portugal, and I know you need to go, but we are not going to get the money. You're just not going to make money. I know, but I sold them the house 3 years ago. We're not, the market's
That's
not
tough.
going to give
Yeah.
you, and I hate that. I hate that for them. I hate that for me. I hate doing that. But okay, but I notice my mind gets wrapped around feeling bad and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, breathe. I'm connected to them. I know I'm going to get them the most money anyone can get them. We're
Yep.
going to take care of them. They're they don't have to sell if they don't want. If they don't like the money the market's going to give them, they don't have to sell it.
Yep. It's
It's up
their
to
it's their
them.
home. They get to decide.
It's
Yep.
it's not my so. But anyway, I get to climb back off the ledge,
Yes.
and that's putting the puppy back in the box. The puppy's going to get out of the box. That's not like so. Meditation is, can you sit quietly, no music, no podcast, nothing, and taste your coffee in the morning? Just
Okay.
drink your cup of coffee slowly. Notice the steam, the aroma, the way the mug feels in your hand. And then if you wanted to practice, here's a gratitude practice. Okay,
Okay.
this
Yeah.
will
Love the
you
takeaway.
want,
Good.
yeah. So one of the meditations in the course is this thing, and we don't even get to it in the course until week 7 of 9 because
Okay.
there's gratitude journals don't cut it for me because it's all about jumping to gratitude. Like, let's just get grateful and ignore the other stuff. And that's all toxic positivity. And that's
Yeah.
not gratitude. But if you wanted to, and you could make yourself with no one here, quiet, even if you just sat in the car for 10 minutes without the radio on, and you noticed the coffee, and you just thought, what is it that I'm grateful for about this cup of coffee?
Okay.
And you just started asking, and then you could notice that you're grateful for the clean water that made the coffee. The water anyone listening to this drinks is cleaner than 60% of the 50% of the world has access to on a daily basis. Population of the planet, your water. You could be grateful for the person that ground the beans, that shipped them to the store, the person that checked you out,
Yeah.
the person that grew it, the grandparents of the people that introduced the person that grew it. Like, there's an
Yeah.
infinite web of interconnectivity that brought you this cup of coffee. It didn't just appear. The amount of cooperative components that came together in the moment of your taking that coffee, drinking that coffee, is infinite. So you may not be grateful for everything,
Yeah.
but if you're grateful for one thing, there's an infinite number of things you're grateful for.
That's really cool.
And if you just slow down enough to notice it, you could start that vibration and that
Yeah.
changing your RAS, your reticular activating system, right? So if
Yes.
you wanted to get woo woo, you're changing your vibration. You want to get
Yes.
neurosciency, you're changing your
Yeah.
RAS. Either way, pick one. They're same thing, really the same thing.
Yeah.
And now you start noticing everything else that you're grateful for, and you just have a different perspective on it, and that's
Cool.
more effective. You'll perform better. You'll perform at a higher level. And all the coaches, Buffini, Ferry, all those guys say have a positive mindset. You got to slow down and do it.
Yes.
And the thing about the mindfulness course is it changes your brain like permanently. Like you get new
Um,
capacity.
that's really cool. Where did you take it? Like, what was the company called for the mindfulness course?
Oh, where I got certified
Yeah.
was ready.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have my pen.
mindfulnessexercises.com.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. I've talked to them about that. I was like, could you please get a more professional sounding name so it doesn't sound like it's Fly By Night Inc. It really is just so. unimpressive of a, it's a great URL,
But
but
you're
you
the
just,
and you're the testimonial though, right?
yeah,
Like
it's fine.
that's nice
It's
is
a,
that
it is a rigorous training. It is not, they don't, it's not, I'm also a Universal Life Church minister. That's a
that's
pay
cool.
your money, pay
Okay.
15 bucks and they send you a card. This was a training. This was actually work.
I think
I just,
yeah. Sorry, just want to so mindfulnessexercise.com, you got certified and now you teach it. Now, do you just teach it to your own agents or do
no.
you also teach it?
So I also teach it. So actually I have a team in Philadelphia that I'm training now. They've put them through the course
That's
and
cool.
yeah, and that's on a so I'm excited about that. And that's all it's all what's called Donna, which is a donation. So I don't charge for it.
Nice.
The agents that I'm training in Philadelphia, I have an agreement where if they produce more sales,
Yeah.
right, I get a referral fee on the sales for like 2 months.
Nice.
Right. So they get done with their training on the end of March, and then anything they do above what they had done last year, I get a referral fee up to 5 grand on them for 2 months.
That's pretty
So
cool.
if it works, it works, and if it
Yeah.
doesn't, then they got trained in mindfulness, and I got to contribute mindfulness, so that's great for them. And then I put all of this on a video course that people can access for free at realtorsedge.com. And that's the 9 weeks, except that's called How to Live a Grateful Life in an Effed Up Industry. It's the same
Okay. So it
course,
kind of goes
but
with the book,
yeah, it goes with the book.
like a
The
cross
course
promo.
is
Oh, that's
the
cool.
book. The book was actually written from the course. So I was delivering the
Okay.
course and I was like, okay, here's this meditation. Here's what I keep saying about it. Let me put that
Yeah.
down. So there's a manual people can follow
Oh, that's
with it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so all of this. So what is let's talk about the book a little bit because we are going to run
Mhm.
out of time. And I
Sure.
think it's really important that when it comes out, people are excited and they know a bit more. So people can go to the realtorsedge.com. They can take a peek at this course.
Mhm.
Um, what is the book like a guide or is it a story?
It's a guide.
A guide. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good question. I love that question because um so much like you could get what is it, the subtle art of not
Giving an F.
giving an
Yeah.
F,
Yeah.
or other books in that genre or more contemplative or more
Yes.
story like a
Yeah.
commentary.
Yeah.
This is prescriptive.
Nice.
This is if you read this and you do the meditations and the book comes with a QR code and you can download or get access to the meditations
Oh, cool.
as part of it. So you can listen to the meditation, because it's 9 weeks and each week is a different meditation. So
Nice.
you,
Okay.
so it's a 9 week path. So you do the first meditation, you read the chapter, you do the first meditation 10 minutes a day for a week. And
Nice.
then you read the second chapter and you do that meditation 7 times, 10 minutes a day,
Yeah.
all the way through. So it was written that while I think the live cohorts provide value,
Yes.
and because that's the thing, because right now you can pick up one of 25 different apps. But my experience about people learning to meditate on their own without a teacher, and it doesn't have to be me. I mean, there's mindfulness is in general taught for free.
Yeah.
It's the way it has to be. And if you go to thegratefulbreath.com, that's my website for the next live cohorts whenever they are.
Oh, cool.
And I explain more about the Donna model, but it has to be done that way because there's just a million reasons. You're connecting to trusting the universe in a
Yeah.
way by living mindfully that you're ending the chase.
Yes.
You're giving up the whole force into the next deal is going to be it. You're creating this is it now. And if the teacher isn't that when they're teaching it,
Yeah.
then you're not getting it. Someone put a price
Like a
on it.
disconnect. Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
disconnect. So
Cool.
it has to be done that way, and it is, and I'm happy to do it. So there's live cohorts that go off, I don't know, probably 4 times a year, and the next one's always on thegratefulbreath.com, or they can do it
Nice.
self-paced at the realtorsedge.com would be a self-paced version. And if when this show comes out, I'm happy to do I'll give you the link to a page for the show.
Oh, that would be
So it'll
wonderful.
be, aaronhendon.com
Yeah.
slash realtor life.
Yeah. I think that'd
And
be great.
and anyone listening can go right there and buy a copy of the book and like that. It'll be audio
This is
copy and a physical copy.
This is very cool. And I really I love your story with your wife. I also my best friend is my husband, and we feel the same way. Not near 28 years yet. We're almost at 7.
Good.
Um,
Awesome.
but I know like with a lot of things I'm very positive, but sometimes I will get into like the catastrophizing, like, oh no. And he'll call me like Henny Penny. So I think this will be good so we can realize the sky's not falling.
Mhm. Yeah, and look, I because you know, Crystal, has it ever not worked out for the best for you?
That's it always does work out for the best.
It
And that's
always
the thing.
does.
Yeah.
It just hasn't not. And
Yeah.
it's, to let go. I really, so I don't like the answer, let go and let God because it sounds too smarmy and too, there's
It's
just a
true
lot of
though.
different,
But
but it's true. I mean,
yeah.
whatever your definition of God is, it's
Yeah.
if you really do not try and force life to look the way you think you need it to look from your
Yeah.
teeny little perspective, and you just let go and
Yeah.
continue to let it go, it sorts itself out in miraculous way. 160%
Yeah.
increase in sales, miraculous ways. Like
Just work on
what?
you, right? Like I think that's
Yeah,
what the message I'm getting is like if you can learn how to control what you can, which is like whether it's your
which
mindset,
is
whatever
your
it is,
mindset.
you can't control the outside, but that is your best way forward of having any say about it because it's how you're interpreting it.
Totally.
That's cool.
Yeah, and all of this is an intellectualization of something
Yeah.
that, our conversation that,
Yeah.
and in the West, we are very big on understanding and intellectualizing and logicking our way through things. And there's a very interesting book called No Self, No Problem. And it's
Okay.
one of the things it points out is that the left brain, the language portion of our brain, the logical part of our brain, has deemed the right part of our brain, the intuitive, the somatic, the subconscious.
Yeah.
Well, where did the word subconscious come from? It comes from the left. It's so demeaning
Yeah.
to to the right part of the brain. It's like
I never thought
it's
about that. It's true.
it's true. I never thought about it until
Hello.
I read it. I was like, oh yeah, that's sort of like there's a passive aggressive little phenomenon on the halves of the
Yeah.
brain fighting with each other.
That's
So you're just
interesting.
meditation is a good way to turn down the volume of your
Poncho.
consciousness and just turn up the volume. So there's a balance because you don't want
Yeah.
it's not one or it's a balance. You want the
Sure.
middle way. You want a path forward that allows you to sense what's happening and then make the best choice that's possible and then
Yeah.
sense what's happening and dance with those things.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I've a couple questions for you. Number
Yeah.
one, so I love the passion you have for the mindfulness coaching and training, and that you've been able to bring it into your real estate career. What was it? So when you first started, and just knowing we basically just a couple of things, people are always trying to search for their passion.
Mhm.
So, what was it that made you realize that this mindfulness meditation, was it that weekend, that landmark weekend, where you realized, you know what, my
Mhm.
life cannot exist without this thing?
No, well, I would say that it's eh, uh, my calling in life is
Yeah.
that people experience their agency
Okay.
and everything I do gets filtered through that.
I love
So
that.
what I'm passionate about are things that allow people to experience their agency. And
Yeah.
when I had that experience of the Jaws music dying, I was like, okay, there is a level of agency I didn't think was
Okay.
possible,
That was the
you
moment.
know?
I love that.
And I just didn't think I would, it was never going to get there. That was not anything for me. And I was like, okay, this is now,
That's
and
really cool.
I'll be passionate about, and I'm passionate about a lot of stuff. I don't do things I'm not passionate about, I don't
And
just
I think that
generally.
I love that. And that's the dream. And I think that that really speaks to your character because I think a lot of people go searching for that passion. Um, Evan Carmichael, who was a guest on the show, he's
Mhm.
also he has a lot of following on YouTube. He said something to me that's really stuck with me. And he said that when you find that passion, oftentimes, and it sounds like that for you, it's helping other people achieve something that you yourself struggled with.
Totally.
Right. So you had like that doom and gloom disappear. I know for me, it's the helping people really like that motivation and that success factor that we all have inside of us and just helping
Mhm.
people like find it. Um, but yeah, it's very exciting to hear someone talk about what they're passionate about because you do like you light up. And I don't know you well enough to know. Maybe you light up about everything, but you definitely light up about this
I
topic.
don't light up about everything, but I do light up about this.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, I light up. If I'm talking about it, if I'm
Yeah.
bothering to talk about it, I'm gonna bother to light up
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. Okay, so then we ask guests, if you could pick, like you meet someone, either they're new to the industry, they're struggling, whatever it is, and you want to tell them three things, like three tips, three things to focus on, um, what what do you say? Like how does that conversation go? What are the three things?
Okay, well, one is I would have them learn meditation.
Yes, love it.
You
Love it.
know,
I had a feeling you'd say that.
control what you can control.
Yeah.
When I sign up for podcasts and stuff, they keep asking me my title, right? And I've taken to writing chief meditation evangelist.
Nice.
Um, and yeah, I mean, because like you said, what's the one thing, the only thing you can control is your attitude, is your
Yeah.
mindset. And for without yeah, without meditation, I wouldn't have had a chance to really control it. It's not even like I control it, but I have let go of the need to control it, and I can
Yeah.
just observe it. Um, so there's that, because that's the other thing is that you don't control it. You don't control the weather, but you can let the storm pass and watch
Yes.
it. So that's one thing. And second, let's see, is there's there's work that you may not that there's short-term pain
Yeah.
that might show up dialing, right? Whatever, right? Door knocking in the, like that.
Picking a chord,
That,
whatever it is. Yeah.
whatever it is that shows up, but that's the same thing as getting up to go to the gym. Like it's short-term pain
Yeah.
but so pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional.
Ooh, I like that.
That where your attention, like I get up to go to the gym and I go to the 6 a.m. class and um I can't remember the last time I thought I can't wait to get up at 5:30 to get to it's not like a thought, right? I like sleeping in. I'm not dumb. I like French
Yeah.
toast. I could have French toast every day, but it wouldn't then provide joy down the road. So
Later, the
it would,
result.
suffering is optional. I don't have to tell myself the story about how much I hate this. I can focus on how much I want that,
Yes.
right? Um, so that's the second thing, right? And then, I mean, if I'm talking to someone in real estate,
Yeah.
it's important that they get that if you don't have, this is just very mechanical, okay?
Yeah.
But if you don't have clients to follow up with, you need to be meeting people. You need to be on the phone or door knocking or sitting in an open
In front of
house
people.
or networking. But if you're not working with clients, then you need 40 hours a week minimum, like a full-time job, like your job.
Yeah.
Your job is to meet people. I used to
Yeah.
stand outside of Thriftway on my island and hand out flyers about first-time buyer classes,
That's
you
cool.
know, door knock,
Yeah.
dial, whatever it is, until you get a business that would keep you busy doing other stuff. It's a job.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as floor time anymore. You don't. hang a shingle out.
Yeah.
You need to
You have
get
to get
out
out
there.
there
Your
where the people.
job
Yeah.
is meet people. Now you
Yes.
can do it on the phone, you could do it, but
Yep.
email doesn't count, text doesn't count. People hearing your voice, seeing your face,
Yes.
whatever it is, whatever it takes. And there's a million ways to do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be something that but again, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional.
That I
And how
love.
you get
Thank
there
you.
is you can change your brain, train
Yes.
your puppy.
Yes. Oh, so this went by really fast, but Erin, this has been such a great conversation. Um, Thank you for joining us.
Oh, Crystal, my pleasure.
So, guys, I'm sure people will have more questions for you. Definitely, guys, check out Erin Hendon. You can go to, I wrote all of them down, gratefulbreath.com. You can go to realtorsedge.com. When does your book come out? When does the next book
It'll
be?
be if this show's out in June, it should be out by then. So it
Okay.
should be out sometime in the second quarter, is my guess.
Nice. So, how to live a grateful life in an effed up world. I'm saying effed up. The word is spelled out in the title. So, Erin Hendon. I will put links in the show notes. But if you guys, would you say going to your website is the best way to reach you?
So yeah, the best way to reach me is at aaronhendon.com, and then
Perfect.
the links to both the live cohorts, which is the Grateful Breath, or the pre-recorded ones, which is the Realtor's Edge, are available
Yes.
from my website. And you
Fantastic.
get to my
Fantastic.
Substack from the website. Everything is available on my website.
Ah, so good. Erin, thank you so much for joining us today. Really enjoyed our conversation.
Crystal, I really did too. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate the
Thank
work you do.
you. Guys, thank you for listening. If you have questions, as always, leave them in the comments. Give us a like, share, and follow. This is Crystal Lee Moore Lucier, also known as your Home Sweet Home 519 Realtor, Crystal Lee Moore. This was Realtor Live. We'll see you next time. Bye.